Hello everyone, and welcome to another sci-fi movie. And to keep the tradition, similar to Star Trek, the motion picture, Jova is sick again, unfortunately. Don't worry, he's gonna be fine. But today's subject is a little movie called Red Planet. For those who don't know, in the early 2000s, there was a great appeal towards Mars, the planet Mars. People were thinking, oh, it's very close to her. Maybe it has a deeper meaning. Maybe there was a civilization there. So two major movies came out of this era, at least the more memorable one. The one we're doing today, and Mission to Mars. But I don't remember exactly how the reception of that one, but for this one, it was a complete disaster. I'm talking about, was it 14% of Rotten Tomatoes. On a budget of $80 million, it did 33.5.
Oh,
It's
that's not all.
embarrassing.
On
But that's the
Metacritic.
thing. Okay, the director, I don't know who this guy is, Anthony Hoffman.
It was the only film he ever did.
Wow, to talk about killing the career. It was written by two people, Chuck Farrer, whatever, and Jonathan Lemming. I'll check what these guys did after the restart. But for the cast, it's pretty solid. We have Val Kilmer in the leading role. Carrie Ann Moss is supporting, Tom Sizemore, Benjamin Bratt, Simon Baker, and Terrence Stamp. Those are all known people. And yet this movie practically bombed and everybody hated it. What the fuck happened? But the reason we're doing this is because this is pretty from my nostalgia in a sort of way. This was one movie that when I was, a teen, got casually broadcasting television, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll record this and see on that later on VHS when I have the time. And so I did, and it kind of stuck out. It's, I guess, considering the bad reception, is more of a guilty pleasure for me. But this revisiting will be also serve for a good memory. Anyway, not beating too much around the bushes, so start right before the Warner Bros. Logo. In 3, 2, 1, click.
Yeah, folks, I'm afraid I am quite sick today. And for some reason, people say that I sound like Don Corleone when I'm sick.
Okay, let's see. Jonathan Lemming worked on 21 Jump Street, Beverly Hills 2010, Hill Street Blues, Showdown in Little Tokyo, and Lethal Weapon 4. Ooh. Oh, it was also one of the many writers who wrote a new script for the defunct Superman Lives.
Huh, that's something. That's
Chuck Farrer instead has a relatively more notorious career. Let's see. He did Virus.
Oh,
he did.
nice.
Oh god, he did Barbed Wire.
Oh, how nice. This movie also takes place in the year it was made, 2000.
Yeah. So I guess you're already starving to death or something.
Except when it
Basically,
skips ahead to the
this
year
is one of those-
2025.
Yeah. Basically, the idea is that the Earth is being too polluted, so we're trying to colonize Mars with some kind of attempt of restoring
Oh, wait,
the
never
atmosphere.
mind. Skip ahead another 20 years.
Hey, at least it's not like in Lost in Space where we suddenly decided world peace out of nowhere.
So we started in 2000, but then we went a few
Yeah, actually,
20
let me check the
years,
score because
skip a
there's.
Graham Revell.
Let's see what he did. The New Zealand.
I'm sorry, we seem to have stepped onto
Whoa.
the set of a Star
Oh,
Wars movie. Blah,
Also,
blah, blah. We
imagine
need to
an
do
early
better.
2000 movie with Trinity giving the narration. Oh, it was the composer for Grindhouse Planet Terror. And The Fog? Okay.
And the 2001 Tomb Raider movie.
How was... Well, Dweebs, you're more knowledgeable. How was the score for that one? Great.
Well, he only had like a week to do it.
Also, he worked on Titan
Hey, I
AE.
think I recognize the set design from this. From Looney Tunes back in action.
Actually, yeah, Dweebs, what did you think of that CGI space station?
By the standards of the year 2000, it was alright.
Well, and you know, when I say that it reminds me of the set from Looney Tunes back in action, I don't mean that as an insult, but, like, man, considering how this is a Warner Brothers movie, it really does remind me of that space station set.
So yeah, guys, we have Terrence Stamp, fucking General Zod, as just a supporting role,
Looking as uninterested as possible, too.
and old as fuck. Poor bastard.
He had more passion in Miss Peregrine's Home for Thingy Children.
Oh, he was in that.
Yeah.
I say
Not
though.
just that, if you're a TV fan of recent, also we have let's say also a guest robot. Gee, a robot with an AI in a sci-fi setting. I wonder what's gonna happen to it.
Turns out he secretly has a soul, but we as humans.
I'm sorry,
we're too
Joel. I'm
foolish
afraid I
to-
cannot let you do that.
God forbid.
Okay, in addition to this film being famous or infamous for being shit, it was also famous / infamous for a lot of on-the-set kerfuffle.
Well, what happened?
It revolved around Tom Sizemore and Val Kilmer. Kilmer had a reputation apparently for being difficult, and even though that the two were apparently friends, they started falling out because Kilmer apparently got angry that the production of the film paid for Tom Sizemore's exercise machine to be shipped to the set. He shouted, "I'm making 10 million on this. You're only making 2." And how did Tom Sizemore respond to that? By being a mature man and chucking a 50-pound weight at him.
That could have killed him.
That's sad.
Eventually they ended up just refusing to speak. Not only did they eventually just stop speaking to each other, if the other was present on the set, they didn't even come onto the set, so they had to use body doubles.
Well,
But
thank
yeah, if
goodness
you're
Val Kilmer's Batman, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to duck that
if you're
weight.
also a television series, TV series fan, particularly, you live with a grandma or your mother, watches a lot of crime TV, you'll probably recognize Pettingill's actor, Simon Baker, who is mostly famous for the TV series The Mentalist, which I really, really don't like, but yeah.
And apparently it got so bad that one of the producers actually asked, because he predicted that there was a big fight, he asked Sizemore not to punch Kilmer in the face.
But thankfully,
Seriously.
from what I hear,
Also,
Inevitably, when the big fight did
Also,
happen, he landed a knockdown blow on Val Kilmer's chest. Sizemore did say that he and Val Kilmer are reconciled, although he described this as one of his career regrets.
Alright, Dweebs, it's time for the pretentious line for the movie, I
oh,
think.
from what I recall, there's a lot of pretentious lines in this movie.
Yes, again, Terrence Stamp clearly looks like he doesn't want to be on the
Blah,
set.
blah, blah, we need to do better, blah, blah, blah.
You're in
Humans
outer
screwed up the
space,
Earth.
man.
Your mom. Oh no, that doesn't work.
Or did they film this after one of Sizemore and Kilmer's fights?
I don't know.
He's reacting to
Oh, here we go. I think I'm about to say it. He's actually the one that stuck the most. Just listen.
Eh?
Oh.
Aren't science and philosophy kind
Yeah,
of intertwined?
no, just this. And guess what? This doesn't come up when anywhere else in the movie.
Spoken
it's
like
just a pretentious hot take thrown there like a dart.
Spoken
Boom.
like someone who truly doesn't know what science and philosophy are.
Also, you may
Hey,
recognize
Carrie.
also, Benjamin Bratt. If you don't remember, he's the handsome Tom Lone cop from the Catwoman movie. So let's just say that his career around this time was taking a huge nosedive.
Right, he was not having any luck with Warner Brothers movies, was he?
And here we have
Nope.
Carrie Ann Morse, who actually would get luck way later down the line, getting into the MCU. Although it was via Jessica Jones, so kind of a mixed blessing considering how the Netflix shows are getting treated these days.
Similar to the movie event. Similar to the movie event
Yeah, she was
Horizon.
in that.
Similar to the movie event Horizon, we're having pretty much the intro trying to copy Alien so much.
Yeah, not only
So-
that, I'm gonna sound a bit weird, but this movie at times feels like it's trying to one up Event Horizon. It's like they peered into the future and knew that Event Horizon would get a cult following, and they thought, okay, we gotta do that too, for some reason.
Eyes back there. For some reason, at least in this first part, Val Kilmer plays the role pretty much of the jock of the team. He's like, duh, boobies, like that.
Okay, I haven't seen Val Kilmer in a lot of stuff, but I saw him in Batman Forever, and
He's better than this, I can tell
He
you.
was decent in Batman Forever.
well, I'm one of those mavericks who thinks he's a worse Batman than George Clooney.
Well, I wouldn't entirely blame you for that. See, George
That's the thing,
Clooney
babes.
does
George
more of a
Clooney is not
personality.
necessarily bad, he's just completely monotone. It's a different kind of perspective.
Val
Whereas
Kilmer,
bad acting and Kilmer's not even trying.
Val Kilmer, on the other hand, he is completely neutral in a sense when he's Batman. Although he will forever be remembered for the
Guess you don't know.
lines.
Well, babes, have you
Reading
seen?
a bit more into the reading a bit more.
Oh,
into
no,
the-
there you go. We're actually explaining. This robot is essentially there to help them on Mars. Remember, their mission is just to investigate what happened to the cultures.
Reading a bit more into the whole that little spat that Kilmer and Sizemore were having. Apparently that exercise machine was. Bear in mind they're filming this in Australia.
Ooh.
It was shipped from England.
Okay, Dibs, what do you think of the CGI of this little creature?
Again, it's fine.
Okay, basically,
it
get
was the year
this.
2000, so
Yeah, this very good. It's called Amy, and there's also a camera for seeing the perspective of her. Yeah, totally not HAL 9000. Yeah, clearly not HAL 9000. But here's the thing: this is supposed to be a scientific expedition, and they give her a combat military robot from the Marines.
I guess just
Why?
in case that they may need
Again,
protection.
this is trying to copy Aliens so badly, very badly.
I guess it's just in case they need some protection, I would assume.
Alright, I'm trying to see what does it in combat mode. I mean, I guess it's efficient.
oh, that guy there is. Which one's Tom Sizemore?
None of them. One was Val Kilmer, the other Simon Baker.
Oh, good.
Tom Sizemore is the more bulky one with the black hair.
Day 168 of this Mars expedition.
Yeah,
How
apparently
nice.
Yeah, that's-
getting
that's
your ass
fun.
to getting your ass to Mars still requires a lot of time.
Funny because it never said that on my screen.
But
The whole 168 days thing. Oh, great. My YouTube copy means I'm even more blind in this movie than the critics were.
there we go, dudes. That's Tom Sizemore, and apparently he's doing. I think it's it's the extracting alcohol, distilling. There you go. Seriously, I can't stop looking at Val Kilmer's stupid expression and ridiculous haircut and color.
How
So-
weird is it, though, that I can take him more seriously here than I could with him as Bruce Wayne?
I know, right? Here he looks a bit more like Chris O'Donnell does in Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I love how they were only in the same shot for like 2 seconds and Kilmer was just quickly walking away.
I guess at least, unlike Fast and Furious, this had a happy ending.
Yeah, sure you do.
Yeah, that's okay. That is clearly his body double.
No drinking on set, Tom. Hey, if it's good, might as well.
Look,
I'm gonna kill you later.
look, I need you two to stop fighting, or I'm going to have to castrate both of you to get you to calm down.
See, she's a good sport.
Yeah.
Now I just need to complement these another creepy naked CGI sex scenes like in Matrix
No.
Reloaded.
I'm wondering actually, since the Matrix was also filmed in Australia and this came out 1 year after, wonder if Carrie-Anne Moss stayed behind after the Matrix.
Just because, right, the essay might as well.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh yes, apparently, yeah, this is basically Alex Jones' paradise because the frogs have gone extinct in this universe on Earth right now.
Joy.
That's probably that last time. Last time I saw this movie, I pretty much had to play the game to myself to keep myself entertained throughout this ball fest, if I'm honest. Called,
Yeah, this at least this first
Guess the Body Double.
at least this first third, it's just the characters talking very slowly about nothing, about pretentious line. I mean, Terrence Stamp's character is completely wasted.
He's just here to spout all the stuff about what he thinks is philosophy and science, even though he doesn't seem to realize how much the two intertwine, especially considering how we're in a sci-fi venture for Mars. Why would you waste someone talking about philosophy here and there? I mean, okay, that's not to say that you can't have talks about philosophy. Heck, Star Trek has had plenty of religious talk, and that's a sci-fi show, but it doesn't try and act like the two are mutually exclusive like this dunderhead.
Again, not just that, you have a horror sci-fi movie with potential, deep plots.
This is supposed to be horror?
Partially, at least. But you have this setting, and you have Terrence Stamp in it, and you don't have him being a very stereotypically villain, because again, you have General Zod to use, and you waste him so badly. At least make him yell at some point. No, the guy keeps this constant monotone tone. Sorry?
Well, the whole General Zod thing was like 20 years before.
I know, but even at this point,
still,
Hollywood was all about doing mythology gags and everything.
Besides, we had him in other stuff, like the Phantom Menace, where he could do something similar enough.
Wait, he was in Phantom Menace?
Yeah, he plays Supreme Chancellor Valorum.
That lasted like 5 minutes.
Heck, he
got sacked pretty much.
He was in Halo 3 too.
And also Elder Scrolls 4. How selective.
Heck, when he played the antagonist in the Haunted Mansion film, he could be pretty intimidating in that.
Get your ass to Mars.
Oh yeah, that's right, we're supposed to be going there.
Well, at least we have arrived.
What is up with this music?
Time for some unappropriated music in the background. They literally just had a scene with Terrence Stamp going full of Old Man Yells at Cloud because kids these days enjoy electronic music.
Without even saying anything.
Again, the movie... is it too late to mention that Val Kilmer is basically the protagonist?
He is?
Yep. It will become more apparent later.
This was around that time when everyone thought Val Kilmer was going to be the up and rising star because he was Batman.
I mean, again, to me this is more of a guilty pleasure, again, but as far as my memory goes, I remember Mission to Mars having a bit more stable plot and characters, even though that one also veers into pretentiousness at some point.
I never even heard of this Tom Sizemore fellow.
You're sure?
Really?
Yeah, I've heard of Val Kilmer and I've heard of Carrie-Anne Moss, but...
I'm surprised because,
he was in Pearl Harbor Dwibs, don't you know? Or Dreamcatcher.
He was in Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
I haven't seen either of those films Tio mentioned, and Vice City was like years ago, honestly. Back then, I wasn't really into finding out who was playing who.
He's also in Twin Peaks, the revival.
I haven't seen the revival.
Huh.
Okay, let me check for his career if there's something that you know, Dweebs.
He was in Dreamcatcher.
I already mentioned.
Pauly Shore is Dead.
He was in Saving Private Ryan, Dweebs. That one rings any bells?
Protecting the King.
Also, yeah, it's time for the obligatory accident.
Shut it down, I tell you. This movie's losing us too much money. We gotta shut it down.
Alright, okay. Mr. Sizemore? Mr. Sizemore, get a weight and chunk it and throw it down on the ship. No, don't throw it at Kilmer!
Oh, sorry, I thought that was the same thing.
Also, that behind-the-scene thing is kind of like another sort of homage to sort of ripping off to Alien, because Ridley Scott was very dickish with the cast doing the production set.
Ha, funny considering the amount of dicks in this movie.
Yeah. They're basically solar flare. That's what's happening.
Oh, that
Okay,
run cycle.
scientifically wise, this is relatively accurate because sometimes the sun has these moments where it basically irradiates a bit more of radiation. But it's not noticeable here because thanks to our ozone layer and everything. But on space, yeah.
Okay, the director at this point was mostly known for directing adverts.
Wow.
This was his first movie, and he blew
And
it.
last.
And the last.
And you know what? To make this all the more of an insult, this movie had the goal to be released on November 10th,
Any particular significance?
my birthday.
Oh, jeez.
I
Joe,
say-
sorry.
I say to you guys, look at how they massacred my birthday.
You were 5.
Still, though, what the hell kind of birthday present is this supposed to be?
Yeah. Happy 5th birthday, Joe. Over here, have a shitty Mars movie. But don't worry, you'll get 2 more years after this.
Again,
So
you
yeah,
know,
emergency situation which requires people to launch up.
Event Horizon was a piece of crap, but the reason that movie got a cult following was because it was a piece of crap that had some honor to it. This doesn't even
Also,
feel
Java,
like
the
that.
entire Warhammer 40, also Mr. Potato.
I haven't
T-shirt.
seen Event Horizon, but was that one of those films where Sam Neill actually got to play a New Zealander?
Think so. But
Yeah.
to answer your question, Java, here's the thing, Java. The entire Warhammer 40k fan base practically worships that movie because it's so accurate to most of the lore in an accidental way and kind of into them with them.
So what is the deal with this running theme of Matrix actors being stuck in Alien ripoffs?
I have no idea. Also, this launch pod looks more like a roller coaster than anything.
There's something nostalgic about this kind of CGI that looks good for its time and doesn't necessarily look horrible, but definitely would not look out of place in a Looney Tunes CGI movie.
Okay, so basically the boys will launch on Mars and we'll have to figure out using the colony that is being planted there as an emergency base, while Carrie Ann Moss's character will stay on the ship, try to fix things, and stay as control, for them, mission control.
So in that case,
yeah,
there's
of
going to be a
course,
bunch
stuff
of
isn't
male
working.
testosterone all fighting with each other. It's going to become Lord of the Flies, of course.
There you go.
We need Carrie Ann Moss. Physically
Basically,
alright, so she
Carrie
can do the
will stay,
mission
aside
sequence.
from a brief action scene in where she needs to restore the power onto the ship, Carrie will lose most of the fun on the planet.
Implying that she doesn't die
kinda-
eventually.
It's kind of like with Chunk with the Goonies. Why do you deliberately pull away one of the main actors from all the,
But
all
don't you
the
see?
fun?
They just okay. It's not been proven, but I'm willing to bet that Warner Brothers, since they did this film too, put out a mandate where Carrie Ann Moss can't do anything that would risk injury because they need her for the Matrix.
For the Matrix, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Matrix movies were still going around this. Wait, wasn't this before the Matrix?
Where we were about
After
to
this,
be.
after the Matrix came out in 1999, this was 2000.
Oh right, so yeah, so the Matrix trilogy was still a thing.
Yeah.
Don't do Matrix quadrilogy now, Jova?
Well,
We'll
technically
see
it
if that
was
new
already
movie-
quadrilogy with the Animatrix dibs, so
That's not really a film. It's more like a compilation of short.
I suppose.
Ah, the
In case you're wondering,
Animatrix.
apparently the Lucille computer voice was, automated. It was an actual voice actress.
Oh, get it? So Lucia will be up with what's Carrie Ann Morse's character's name? In fact, do we know any of these characters' names?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wait, that's
basically at
right.
the beginning we were talking a bit over it. But-
Come on!
I need to.
Is it the G-force stopping him from?
No, but basically they had to launch on a different angle, so
No,
that's why.
I meant when he was trying to reach for the controls. Is it
Yeah, yeah, it
G-force?
was a G-force basically.
Oh, right. She plays Commander Kate Bowman.
Yeah. Val Kilmer's
I'm
character is called Robbie Gallagher, Tom Sizemore's character Dr. Queen Virginal, Benjamin Bratt's character Ted Santen, Simon Baker's character Chip Pettingill, and Terence Stabb's character Dr. Bud Chantilas. There's also a credit for voice actor Neil Ross as the computer voice for the spacesuits of the character. We will hear him in a second.
okay. The fires, they're not very good effects. It doesn't even look like fire. It looks like those paper ones.
Neil Ross was the voice of Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm? Seriously?
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah, he's done a
Wow,
lot of voice
wow.
work. I think he was
Shit,
also
we
in
found something
G.I.
even
Joe and
worse than-
Transformers, too.
Of course, we found something even worse than that cartoon.
Oh, really?
Okay, now the CGI is starting.
Hey
I
guys,
think
I
they
think this
spent
movie
some
was
budget-
it was made by Americans.
But it was filmed in Australia.
Sorry, Dreams, I can't hear you over how patriotic the look of those parachutes were.
Yeah, this is the most American Australian film ever made.
Or it's, maybe it's made by people who well...
Terrain's crappy. I never heard that expression
Okay, I
before.
guess to be fair, with this being 2000, we weren't quite putting American flags everywhere just yet. Whoa, what's with the choir all of a sudden?
It's a very dramatic moment, Jova.
Why do I not feel
Yeah.
it?
I don't remember Graham Revell having used choir in Street Fighter.
I mean, I guess it feels a bit weird. It's just like the choir, for some reason, doesn't quite feel deserved yet. I don't know. It's like, well, it doesn't feel like they're in that much danger for some reason. Any ideas why, Dwibs? Dio?
I don't know.
I'll be right back.
Just in time for the landing, Dreams. Oof.
Boing.
Yeah, also it clearly looks like a small model bouncing around like that.
Okay, that just looks silly. I guess
I mean, it is an
works.
emergency landing, so it kind of makes sense for it to be silly like that. But see, guys, we'll probably just be fine.
Totally.
Or maybe not.
Oh. We'll be. Oh.
Oof.
Totally. Oh. Fine. Oh. So long as those things don't pop. Oh, right on cue.
Okay, now the music has become more silly with the electronic guitar.
Okay, music, you can stop now. We've stopped. There we
Oof.
go.
So yeah, here's a problem. The ship is now chock full of fire and smoke, so it's kind of almost impossible to, clear, extinguish it all out normally. So what does our brave Trinity decide to do?
She.
Let ripping off more alien.
Yeah, I don't think it would necessarily work like that.
No, it does, honestly, Java. Pressure does. For this kind of pressure works like that. The thing is, it's pulling away all of the air, so that's why she's also wearing the suit. It's more silly the fact that she's resisting the flames like this.
Have I
Yeah,
missed
like,
anything?
You're just in time. Basically, the boys have landed, very dangerously, but we'll see what happens later. And now here Moss is saving the ship.
she sucked out the flames by opening the air valve a la Alien.
Yes, we get it.
Okay, so now she has no oxygen other than what's in her suit.
Yeah, so basically now it's time to just repressurize the system. There we go.
Okay, and scene.
You can tell that was done for the commercial break.
It really, in a lot of ways, this does feel like a made-for-television movie.
Yeah, it looks more like a sci-fi channel, but no, I can assure you it got a theatrical release.
Ugh, this really does reek of something the sci-fi channel would love.
Alright, Sizemore, why did you put a whoopee cushion in my seat?
Well, that whoopee cushion was keeping you completely safe. Totally.
I'm talking about the production!
Oh, that. An unseen force proclaimed it.
And now it seems we finally landed. It's time for the death pool. So, guys, unfortunately, I know it's a bit harsh to tell you, but let's just say that Terrence Stamp has now the movie hasn't the budget that he needed for Terrence Stamp right now, so his character will kindly now have to go away. Unfortunately.
What are you talking
so yeah,
about? He seems just
wasted,
fine.
We wasted Terrence Stamp so much.
What are you talking about, Tio? He seems just fine here. It would be a...
So, place your if you don't remember the movie, place your bets on who's gonna survive and who's gonna die.
It's hard for me to care, I'll admit.
The characters on the characters whose actors' names are on the poster.
That they'll live or die.
Val Kilmer, Carrie Moss, and Tom Sizemore. Okay.
Yeah, I could see those three making it out alive.
Yeah, they'll live provided two of them don't kill each other.
And apparently that fixes the ship.
That seems too easy.
Oh, well, if it were that easy, then
Wait, seriously? It's that easy?
Yep. She just needed to put a piece of metal in between the circuits.
You know, I just realized something. This ship reminds me of the ship from Passengers, which was also helped out by Village Roadshow. Huh.
maybe
So yeah,
they
since
just not good
we
at sci-fi.
since we landed
Okay,
on
in the Matrix, but still.
since we didn't land it on the spot that we had programmed, we need to find our way back to the colony. Yeah, thank you. Again, I am sorry for Mentalist fans, but Simon Baker is so unlikable for me as an actor. He has this constant smug aura around him, like he's supposed to know everything about it. And that's why he was basically typecast as a Mentalist. It's basically Doctor House if it was instead of a crime drama.
Joy.
Is he at least fun to watch, like Dr.
Wah.
House?
I would argue yes, if you're into that. I'm not, because, like I said, the predominant theme is Simon Baker being a smug asshole and essentially waving his dick at the people around him and saying, "Look how smart I am."
Maybe that's why this is the only film Anthony Hoffman directed. He got, his very first day on his very first time, he sees Hollywood actors nearly killing each other. So he was like, "No, fuck this. I'm done. I'm
I'm
going
so
back to
done."
adverts."
Whoop. There you go. It's just as easy to do that.
A lot of stuff seems to come easily.
You can do it pretty quickly nowadays. So
No, but I mean just easy for him to understand the exact position where he needs to go.
oh,
So essentially, they left Terrence Stamp's character back to die in peace.
Well, right now we're about to, basically.
hello and welcome to Science with Val Kilmer.
Wait. They didn't leave him already?
Again,
It looks
this
like
is the
they've already
point,
left.
Yeah, here's the thing. This is the point where Val Kilmer's character drops the jock attitude and instead becomes this super competent leader character. No. what happened in the first world.
I guess that was just him not being as serious. It's weird. It looked like they were leaving him already, but I guess not yet.
Pretentiousness! Seriously.
What is the
Even with the sad piano. And with the stupid quote.
Why are we having a flashback of this?
I had no idea, Jova.
I guess
why
it
not?
does technically come back.
This is the thing,
Oh.
Glimpse. We had this phrase like, what, 20 minutes ago at most.
Oh, nice. They flashed back just to that one scene that he'll put the word God, made by God, underneath
Not just
the rock.
that, we have the backstories of all these characters just being told to us at the beginning, so we only get to know the fact that these guys like have families, had pretty troubled histories and everything. It's just like we're missing something here. Because again, this is it for from Terrence Stamp's character. We're leaving him behind. He doesn't like have any extra lines or anything. Clocking it like barely
Yes.
35 minutes of screen time in this 1 hour and 46 plus minutes of movie.
I'm sorry,
This is embarrassing.
I'm sorry, misguided heroics? Dude, you do know that the gravity on Mars is different. They could maybe have a better chance of carrying you after giving you surgery. In fact, yeah, this movie seems to have forgotten that Mars has a different gravitational flow, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
Apparently,
it
Chuck
does.
Chuck Farrer, one of the writers, is apparently an ex-Navy SEAL.
Okay, so let me guess. He wants to put this as in the noble sacrifice.
I don't know.
Again, it doesn't... I know you were meaning for that line to sound good, Terrence, but you peaceful and dying just because you got to see Mars?
And that's it. Bye.
Again, I'm sorry, but Mars has a different gravity flow. Shouldn't they be able to carry him or at least give it a try?
Again, a third in, and you lose basically the most high-profile actor of the bunch.
Okay, look. I get you want to have him do a natural sacrifice, but it needs to be a
Do
sacrifice
it
that
later,
makes sense.
if you ask me.
And also, it needs to make sense. Again, shouldn't they know that Mars has a different gravity flow? Shouldn't they at least give it a try? Like, at least try before you absolutely leave him behind.
Again, it's not a matter of carrying him, it's a matter of that we didn't have much time of oxygen left.
Okay, fair enough, but again, for all they know, okay, I guess that would be a risk. But all the same, though, it feels kind of like a cheap excuse just to write him out. Especially since they don't even include his death scene. It's just, I'm gonna die peacefully here, but I got to see Mars and fulfill my dream that was established again in a flashback because you probably forgot about it because it wasn't that memorable a scene to begin with. Mission log, state here. I am here to say that Val Kilmer is still a dickhole. Terrence Stamp got out of the project while he could. I'm really regretting not firing my agent for this.
Yeah, and I am really contemplating going against what one of the film crew said, not to punch Val Kilmer in the face.
If ever there's an option that comes up for it, I may just take it. The film has driven me that crazy.
Apparently this was one of the places
He also
where
threw I mean, I'm the guy that threw but then again, I'm the guy that threw a huge weight at him.
This place was supposed to have one of the, vegetable colonies that were sent to try terraforming the planet.
Makes me wish I was watching The Martian instead.
Yeah, I mean that one actually has an actor.
Oh, look at
hey,
that!
the robot!
Amy survived, although a bit limping, but she should be fine.
Oh, she's limping. Dispatching.
Search drone locate Mars.
Actually, guys, why didn't we activate Amy or bring her along with us to begin with?
They were, remember, in order to have a more safe emergency, they had to discharge her section of the pod.
Oh.
That's why she landed on another part of Mars.
God, this movie goes by so quickly in certain points that it's easy to miss certain details.
But yeah, now Kerrim's character will have to look for the others where they landed and where they are.
So where in Mars is Val Kilmer? It doesn't have the same ring as Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. I'll admit that Netflix Carmen Sandiego show is actually not that bad.
It's our rock.
Oh, what are you gonna do? You gonna throw that at Tom as well? Oh, no, actually, no. Wait. Never mind. As well.
Hit him with a rock.
He threw a 50. He threw a weight at me. I'm gonna throw a rock at him. Okay, I wouldn't be saying this so often if there was anything else in this film to talk about, but that's the most interesting thing about it. It's not even in the movie; it's the production.
Let's see, there's these guys just walking aimlessly. Okay, I
Oh.
guess they're walking with something of a purpose.
There was a sort of a freeze frame bonus if you didn't see it.
How
There's
nice.
Carrie.
Some foreshadowing.
There's Carrie and Moss looking at a screen.
There's the robot, I guess, looking for them. And
now it's time to see that the colony has been reduced to smithereens. Oops.
well, what could have done it? Maybe a storm?
Nope, it was supposed to resist one.
Aliens.
Worse dreams. But yeah, that also means that our characters are quite in a pickle.
So that kind of makes the whole sacrificing Terrence Stamp thing all the more pointless when you get down to it.
Yep. And believe me, Drova, it gets even worse with each passing minute.
Worse, guys. Worse. This was where Tom Sizemore's exercise equipment was located.
Oh, God. It's all chewed up. Somebody chewed the scenery too much.
No, Val Kilmer tore it up, erased his memory, and yeah. Apparently, it's not weather related. I'll have it all.
A problem.
You know what's even more disturbing is that when you get down to it, had they just gotten to a flame-proof room, they would have never have had to have even left the ship when you get down to it, considering how easy
To be fair,
it was.
they were very
Are they
caught by
there on an
surprise,
investigation?
so...
Yeah.
And aren't they? What are they looking for anyway? I think they said oxygen.
It was in the premise. Again, they previously they had sent colonies in order to try to terraform the planet by sending vegetable colonies, but for some reason they didn't, receive an adequate report. So now this team was sent to investigate.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Even if they survive, they have no way to survive, so they didn't survive them.
It's redundant.
Well, but again, what did this? I think what did the guy write before this? One of them, anyway?
You mean the two guys?
Yeah.
Let's see. Chuck did work for movies like Virus, Arlington Road, The Jackal, Barbed Wire,
Again, one of them wrote Lethal Weapon 4.
Hard Target, Darkman, Navy SEALs, and Sudden Impact.
Those all sound like generic Steven Seagal titles.
Close, one of them is Jean-Claude Van Damme and is done by John Woo. So,
Oh, boy.
Barbed Wire is the most egregious one with Pamela Anderson.
Ah, Barbed Wire. That is a special kind of bad film.
Symbolism because she got cut and there's blood? I don't get it.
How does the blood spurt out like that?
Because it's thematically, it's red like the planet.
This scene was integral because... Oh, sorry, never mind. Fade in, fade out.
It's a terrible editing effect.
Oh, I guess I really...
So since now our characters have found no oxygen left, we just need to wait until we die. Yes, that's our major Perry situation.
And now they're making confessions, like how Tom Sizemore's character apparently had a thing for Bowman.
Oh, I could imagine them trying to advertise this in the trailers. Red Planet, watch as some of your favorite actors and Val Kilmer are slowly suffocating to death.
Okay, I think it's time for another, cut on the paycheck because I think we're tight on the budget.
Has Val Kilmer been in any good movies?
Don't think so.
Well, I consider Batman Forever a good movie. That's not saying much.
I don't think it's good. I just think it's alright.
Okay, Prince of Egypt. There you go.
Oh
He was
God, that's
Moses
right.
there.
He was in Prince of
I
Egypt.
haven't-
He was Moses in that movie, and that movie is great.
Also God.
Yeah, that too.
He was in.
Val Kilmer is God.
He was in.
Jesus.
Well, he was in a film called Delgo.
I think I heard
Was that any good?
It was. Well, I've heard it was awful, and it was one of the most expensive independently animated movies ever, and it was a giant bomb.
You know what's funny is like, well, he could have still been Batman after Batman Forever, but he actually turned down being Batman because he felt that Batman was being marginalized in favor of the villains.
Well, that and he was also in the.
Even the
Saints.
characters are pointing out Terrence Stamp Death was pointless anyway.
Joy.
Well, that Joker, and he was in the Saints.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, that was another reason too.
Yeah, the script failed.
What didn't fail in this? Oh, okay. I guess Trinity succeeded. Though whether or not she'll find you is another matter entirely.
Oh wow, the Italian dub was a bit more harsh on that line. You say, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't need forgiveness from a pussy like you. Is the other guy he's talking to Sizemore?
I think so.
There we go.
And say goodbye to Benjamin Bratt.
Oh, no, it's Benjamin.
I'll
Bratt.
be Catwoman in 3 years.
How is he falling?
Terribly. But it's kind of like how the villain Catwoman falls at the end.
Is there gravity on Mars?
Yes. It's different from ours, but I forgot if it's more, deeper or lesser than ours.
I'm trying to.
I thought that other guy was Tom Sizemore for a second because the way they were talking to each other and their little hissy fights.
Oh, there you go. That's how we explain it. Basically, they use the nuclear bombs to release the CO2 and water in the atmosphere, and they will use that to cultivate the plants. Again, it's on paper, it's a decent idea, although minus the radiation,
So here's the thing. Because Mars is a smaller planet, Mars actually has a surface gravity that's only 38% the surface gravity on Earth. So basically, if you were to weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you would only weigh 38 pounds on Mars. So technically, that fall, he should have been able to do something during that fall, or heck, for all we know, he could have survived that fall unless it's a bottomless pit.
Well, maybe he got fed up with it all.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the writers and director forgot about the gravity factor in this.
Which is kind of a jarring thing, considering how by 2000 we knew enough about outer space.
This is supposed to be a sci-fi movie. I get the fictional part, but get the science part right at least.
See, look, the
Or at
reason...
least have some bullshit excuse at the beginning where they say, for some reason the gravity intensified.
See, look, the reason that we didn't see a
your
lot of the
excuse.
floating stuff with Matt Damon and the Martian was because he was inside the base at the time, so it made sense that he wasn't doing a lot of floating around.
Isn't Pettingill Sizemore's character?
No, Sizemore's character is virtual.
Yep.
I keep getting him and Val Kilmer mixed up.
He's the bulkier
Valkyria's character is
one.
not Pettingill. Valkyria's character is Gallagher.
Basically, Dwebs, Val Kilmer is the slender one, and Tom Sizemore's the bulkier one.
So
Simon Baker is the one that pushed the other guy before.
Oh, alright, sorry.
So, get this, Simon Baker may be going insane. Now,
So
here-
now Val Kilmer is gonna try to do something really, really stupid.
Yeah.
So here's my question to you. Why did Simon Baker kill Benjamin Bratt?
It was an accident, as you saw. He tried. He pushed him in a fit of rage, but he tried to grab him before he fell.
Aha! He pushed him near a cliff in a fit of rage and did not expect that to have negative repercussions. There's being stupid, there's being mad,
Yeah.
and then there's just being outright dumb unless you're insane.
Okay, Val, I need you to simulate the fact that you're asphyxiating.
So
Okay.
you want me to...
So just look at that face. I get it it's supposed to be a tense, dramatic scene, but no, it's not doing anything for me.
Oh, Burchinall's Tom Sizemore. Okay. Red Planet!
I mean, don't get me wrong. 2001: A Space Odyssey is full of slow moments that need to, their pace. Just have to have the characters breathe, talk, and have a tension scene. But this doesn't know. This is just like that schoolmate that copies the homework and does a bad job at
And they're
it.
dead.
But what a twist! There's something breathable in the atmosphere. What?
What?
Well, that explains the poster why Val Kilmer didn't have his helmet on in space.
So when you get down to it, now us leaving Terrence Stamp to die was even
Was
more
even more
pointless.
point. Well, to be fair, there's no medical equipment because the colony has been destroyed anyway. So
Well,
that's
fair
why
enough, but all of a sudden, though, he would have had a better chance if we brought him with us. It's beautiful. We can breathe.
Okay, Tom, you need to look like you have held the shit for 2 months.
So I guess this means mission accomplished and that we can now move to Mars. I'm assuming. Well, yeah, that's right.
And this also means that pushing Benjamin Bratt was more of a dick move in hindsight. But to be fair, it poses a question: just why this is happening. We'll learn in due time.
What's that? Are you feeling remorse? I love how they don't even mention the whole. Well, okay, I guess to be fair, they already mentioned how leaving behind Terrence Stamp was
But
pointless.
here's
But
another problem. Now the ship, due to the solar flare, has directed its from the orbit of Mars. So if they don't change the trajectory and go back home in a few hours, like hours, sorry, it will inevitably crash with the planet's atmosphere and crash and burn. So basically, this translates to our characters have a fixed amount of times to get back to the ship.
You know, I
They
think
just don't know yet.
You know, a problem with this movie is like, well, whenever there's some stakes raised, like, okay, yes, the first stakes raised, those were visible here.
Also,
but a
that's
lot
a
of
very
times,
bad green screen.
but you know what it feels like? It feels like a lot of times if the stakes are more so told to us than actually shown. So
Well, yeah, we have Terrence Stamp dying off screen.
we have Terrence
Pretty
Stamp
much,
dying off screen. We have the whole, well, we're told that they're running out of air, but then it turns out they're not. And, like, yeah, I mean, I get that little choking scene was meant to represent that, but that wasn't the best acting. The point is, like, well, most of the stakes are more told than actually shown, and they
Fortunately-
breeze through a lot of these stakes anyway.
Unfortunately, the radio of the colony has gone bust. But it's time for some actual history. In 1997, NASA sent here a little robot called Rover. It was done for exploration purposes and grabbing rocks, I think. It's better than nothing.
Hey, it's certainly worth more than this movie actually
guys,
made.
there is oxygen in the air, but you might not want to waste it with the giant bonfire. Just saying.
It's almost like in Lost in Space, where millions of dollars were wasted because LeBlanc hates spiders.
Which Lost in Space?
The
The movie.
Oh yeah, that's
Is it
right.
fair?
Yeah, that's right. The new series Lost in Space. From what I've seen, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, the original show, the movie, and the Netflix show.
Yeah, the Netflix show is, dare I say it, good.
Wink, wink.
I haven't killed anybody in 5 hours.
So I swear on my
I'm
mom, I
desperate.
haven't killed anyone.
in 5 hours. I mean, never. I've never killed anyone.
Kind of funny because the entire premise on The Mentalist is the possibility that the protagonist, played by, Simon Baker, may have been responsible for killing his own family. But there you go, Amy has found them, so now we even have a more important chance of survival.
Unless she goes crazy and tries to kill them all for some
So,
reason.
it's just an AI in a sci-fi movie. Why do you get that idea? Okay. That's a sex pose. Why did you put that in? Why did you put the chips on the robot's chest?
I don't know. It's like
Like
they thought it
on the
would look
meantime, it's
cool.
impractical because if she steps on a landmine, is. But anyway, here's the point where spoilers: Amy goes Al 9000 because they need to find a way to use the radio, and a good point would be get stuff from her, basically making her offline. And apparently, this robot has survival instinct on that. Who knows?
So
I don't get it either.
we programmed a robot where if someone.
God,
sure.
the CGI's got worse.
So let me
That
get
is-
this
that-
straight.
that Matrix-like move was stupid.
So let me get this straight. We programmed a robot who is meant to keep us safe, except for when we need to take stuff from her, in which case she will try and kill us.
This is so stupid.
Money well spent, gentlemen. Money well spent.
What, on the crappy CGI?
No, on the advanced robotic technology of self-preservation.
Java, sorry, this is where your taxes go to.
Only in 2056. Thankfully not now.
I'm sorry, please get your robot off me.
I think she's trying to mount me. It's really
And now,
awkward.
time for having one of our characters being, damaged.
So our antagonist is, in fact, the robot who was brought here to protect us.
Pretty much. And now she just fucks off.
Do we ever figure out what actually tore down this base anyway?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Do we ever figure out what tore down the base if it's not a
Yes.
storm or it's not
Yes.
aliens?
Yes.
Goody.
Still, it would be a stupid answer, Java. Just, be prepared.
I'm kind of come to expect that from this movie. It's like, for anything good this movie can maybe try and manage, it always has an incredibly disappointing resolution to any plot conflict or anything. Like, I gotta wonder, were there words that Terrence Stamp and Benjamin Brett were trying to get out of this movie and they had to write their characters out or something?
I wouldn't be surprised.
It really feels like it. Like, it doesn't feel like anyone's
I
having
get it
fun
that
in
Terrence
this.
Stamp is old and not suited for action scenes or something, but considering how the action here is not too, actiony, they could have found a way to integrate him. I really guess it was just a point
By
of
the time this
budget.
film came out, he was 62.
He looked much older in this movie.
62 isn't always the worst age, but okay, so let me get this straight. So because we said we needed to take stuff from Amy to survive, now she's going to spend the rest of the movie trying to hunt the crew
Yep.
down?
Because
What sense does that even make? Like, okay,
and keep in mind, Jova, just because she was slightly damaged in the impact on the planet. So basically, all the opposing force or the terrorists have to do against a squad Marine is to bump this robot on the head and then tell them that the Marines want to take him apart.
wait. So this isn't even part of how she's supposed to react. It's because her circuitry got messed up because of a bump.
Also,
Yep.
also buy our Toshiba spacesuits.
So basically, a bump on the head will give machine life, I guess. That's the only explanation for why she's reacted that way. And even still, so she can't even be reasoned with, so it's a kind of
You know what's
inconsistent
the
type of
weird
AI.
thing, Jova? That's the weird thing, Jova. The twist of Mission to Mars would make more sense in. Now I forgot.
that
Now we
seems
remember the
completely
low gravity.
Space
necessary.
being classy.
But that's the thing. Yeah, now we remember the low gravity. So yeah, I forgot about this.
Wait, so you're telling me they remember low gravity for
For
the
a peace
pissing
joke.
scene?
Classy.
Okay, this
Fake
movie
classy
is
movie.
dead to me. It is completely
Lol.
dead to me. Like, look, I'm not gonna say that I haven't seen a peeing joke done well, but All the same, this
Sorry,
movie...
Jova, just don't cross the streams.
This is, like, again, it's the lowest common denominator. And what's worse is that this is where they remember the lower gravity. Not for all those other scenes where it would have been integral, but no, for a stupid joke.
I guess those kind of scenes really piss you off, eh, Jova?
Dweebs, don't
Wow,
even
that was
try.
such low-hanging fruit, Twibs. So yeah, Trinity's doing things. She's fiddling
More,
with
yeah,
the
she's
controls.
more technobabble stuff.
I hate to say it, but she did more in the Matrix movies. And yes, I know she's supposed to have done more in the
Okay.
Matrix movies, but the running theme with Trinity in the Matrix movies is that she's kind of useless when you get down to stuff.
Again, I don't get it. Why do you have a character deliberately... Hell, why don't you have Terrence Stamp's character, since it's too old, staying behind and saying, maybe mission control?
It
That would have
really...
made
I
more
guess they-
sense.
I guess they wrote the movie first, then casted it.
Possible.
I mean, that's the common thing.
And there we go.
So they
Not to
found
mention, it kind of gives away the wrong image. Like, only the boys are staying, on Mars and doing all the big, important work, while the girl stays up doing minor chores.
So, can we possibly do this without Amy?
No, but we. I know
Basically,
that-
we're recovering the radio equipment from the rover robot.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. Val Kilmer's on set, and they're making great efforts not to show Sizemore's head. I mean, it's probably only that scene just then where they could get him to film. It's like I'm convinced. Every time that, say, Val Kilmer's there, but we only see Sizemore's character's torso, that was a thingy. Yeah, that was what somebody had to do with one of their body doubles. It was like Wesley Snipes in Blade Trinity when he was too busy smoking weed in his trailer. That other for close-ups, he had his body double do all the stuff.
So, okay, so I know they're retrieving this stuff, but if they don't have a hope of finding Amy, what exactly are they gonna do?
Basically, the first thing to do is to contact back the space station and tell them they're fine.
Apparently, that's that last bit.
Then they will need to, find another way to get off the planet. With a miracle, maybe. And we needed a tank top shot of Carrie Moss for this.
Okay. Look, if you
We're
want hot
trying
scenes...
to acting.
Look, if you want hot scenes with Carrie-Anne Moss, she plays a lesbian in Jessica Jones with plenty of hot scenes.
Well, even then, I only watched Jessica Jones for David Tennant.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I don't really blame you. I find Jessica Jones to be one of the lesser MCU Netflix shows.
I mean, it could have been worse.
Could have been Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Which Carrie-Anne
a
Moss was
shame.
also in.
Well, yeah, continuity and stuff.
I'll say this
At
right now.
least they remembered to be connected around themselves.
When it comes to MCU Netflix shows, the good ones are Daredevil and Luke Cage. Jessica Jones is good on...
Also the Punisher. Well, I guess the
Oh,
Punisher
right, the
still is a bit
Punisher.
in the middle, I suppose.
Oh, no, wait, you're right. I forgot about the Punisher. The Punisher is definitely one of the better ones, too.
And
maybe
Val
not
Kilmer
the-
is at the pitch.
Maybe not the best, but... Oh, wait.
He's
Pilmer,
about,
what are
he's
you
going
doing?
to.
What?
Whoa!
Did... What was the point of him doing that?
It was about to trash away the radio because we were in the spawning, but now she's doing it.
That would have been pretty stupid to do if, it just took her an hour longer to
Not
respond.
just that, you don't really have patience, guys.
I mean, dang. Amy's gone Mustang.
Yeah, I forgot, we can breathe.
Why did you say Amy's gone Mustang? Is that even really a
Guess it's a
saying?
code.
Oh, let me guess. They aren't really on Mars, this is just a simulation.
No, this is not Capricorn 1.
And now we have confirmation that Terrence Stamp's character is dead.
Yeah,
Wah.
And apparently Benjamin Bat threw himself off a cliff.
yeah, quote unquote.
Well, we saw he got into a fight and he fell off.
But dude,
You know what
according
would
to
be
the episode
cooler?
Trustworthy
Yeah, you
Simon
know what would be
Baker,
you know
he
what would
threw
be
himself
cooler
off
to
that
build up.
cliff.
This is also this is a problem with screenwriter and director. You know what would have been cooler? Just don't show off the scene where the character getting that gets pushed. Just have then the Simon's character returning back and say that he threw off himself, building up a mystery of what happened, and only later reveal that he pushed him.
Yeah, gee, replace one stupid troll with another one off-screen deaths.
I mean, I guess to be fair,
No, not necessarily. It's more later show in a flashback what happened.
yeah, it wouldn't necessarily be off screen, but it would be more of a mystery. I mean, I guess you could argue it wouldn't add much, but by God, it would add something of substance. Like, that's the thing. Little of anything of substance happens in this movie. Like, heck, their robot's gone rogue and could kill them, and they don't even seem to really care that much.
Yeah, sure you do.
God, that is such a stupid way of putting it.
Tips Fedora. Seriously, these pretentious lines about gods are so irrelevant for this movie. For Mission to Mars, I'd have been more sense because there was a legitimate oral mysticism around the mystery. Here, no, it's almost pure entirely science.
Hell, Star Trek V: The Final Frontier had more of a reason for this.
And yeah, that whole pointless conversation that Kilmer and Sizemore weren't even talking to each other. So basically, Sizemore was talking at nothing.
Yeah. Also, for some reason, Carrie Moss's character had a trucker at that point.
I have no idea why, but I guess it's just something she likes to wear out now.
There you go. We have 19 hours to get there. Basically, they potentially have a way out. There is an old Russian space rock collecting spaceship. It's a small one, but it should be fine for them to use for emergency get to the station. But they have 19 hours to do before the station collides with the atmosphere and Carrie's forced to fuck off. Okay.
Just remember, guys, it could always be worse for our careers, right?
I honestly think no one. Okay, Carrie and Moss did better stuff, and technically speaking, also Simon Baker. But most of these actors didn't emerge unscathed from this.
Kilmer kind of went under the radar.
Okay, I think this
movie.
flashback actually is from a scene that we haven't saw, just to establish that Val Kilmer's character and Carrie Moss's character are now in a relationship. Whoop-de-fucking do.
Wouldn't it have been nice to establish this before all the trouble happens, that we'd actually get a sense of danger that these two feel, not knowing how the other is? Like, again
for the screenwriters, like, you make her fall in love with the jock. I get that none of these characters are particularly likable. Each of them are pretty much an asshole on their own right. But you made her fall in love with the jock.
It's either the chosen one or the jock for her.
Ooh, she's spying then.
It's the robot again.
She thinks she's sneaky.
Okay, so Amy decides that they're trouble, okay, but why is she gonna try and kill them? Like, they're obviously not after her anymore, so...
That's the thing, she's a robot, I'm pretty sure, and part of her circuits have fried up during the impact. Again, I'm pretty sure it's gone basically berserk.
Here's part of the problem, though. She was acting...
Here.
Here's the problem. She was acting just fine when they came up to her, until they mentioned needing to take something from her, meant she went berserk. So clearly there needs to be some rhyme to her reasoning, because otherwise she would have just tried to have killed them right from the go, because she was berserk.
Oh my god.
More foreshadowing.
Moon crabs? Sorry, Mars crabs.
It's like that small video of the crabs dancing. Yeah.
Oh, is that all?
Here's the thing.
Sounds like somebody may need to die.
Only 2 people?
So it's time for a very touchy moment. So the
Okay,
characters will have to make a choice of who's gonna stay behind and who's gonna leave.
okay,
Believe, but spoilers, without spoiling too much, believe me, the decision that happens at the end is pretty stupid. And it's also, don't think too hard about it.
let me guess. Val Kilmer and Tom Sizemore have a fight to the death for who's going to take the last seat.
You're way too optimistic, Vibs.
No,
You have to think
literally.
stupid
They
there.
haven't. They literally. Well, they were writing the script. Kilmer and Sizemore were still arguing at that point, so they had to rewrite it. Like, okay, whoever's the least arseholic out of the 2, his character will survive. Well, Val, you've got minus 100 points for complaining that one of our actors had his gym
You're
Basically, Val
What?
threw a fit. The other threw
Yes.
something physical.
So you lost. You get minus 100 for throwing a fit. But Tom, you nearly killed Mr. Kilmer by chucking a huge weight at him. So you get minus 1,000,000. And so yeah, you gotta go.
now it's time
Imagine,
for our characters to find shelter from a sandstorm.
can you imagine if this movie ended up killing Val Kilmer? It's kind of like
Well,
how...
that's a sad fate of it. Later on, there was a film called The Snowman. Val Kilmer was in that, but because
Oh
he was
yeah, I
By that
remember.
point- by that point, he was suffering from cancer, so his voice was like completely illegible.
Not just that,
Yeah,
isn't
so
that
they
the
had to dub
movie?
They had to dub him over.
Isn't that the movie that was basically unfinished? With
Yes.
not just that, I distinctly remember seeing like one trailer and being so disappointed because from that trailer it gave us the impression it was like a monster movie centered around a snowman, and instead it was just like a generic murder mystery.
Huh.
I'm actually looking forward to doing that movie because I haven't seen it myself, but it's amazing at how inept it was.
So there you go.
Production-wise, I mean.
In order for desperation, our characters basically excavate a hole, to seek shelter from the storm.
Hey, question. Why couldn't they have kept their helmets around? Like, the helmets, I know that they don't need them, but surely the helmets could have come in handy for a scenario like this.
It's funny you mentioned that, Jova.
I found the figure to you.
But
When they finished, 10 to 50% of the script wasn't filmed.
wow.
Oh. Hi, Amy.
But yeah, Amy is still searching for them, although the conditions are a bit too harsh for her.
Again, Amy's mentality here doesn't make sense. I know what someone will say. She's gone berserk. She doesn't have to make sense. That's not exactly how it works, though. Like, think about it like this. A lot of Batman's rogues gallery are technically insane, but they still make a twisted bout of sense. That's what makes them compelling characters. To the point where you question whether or not they are really insane, or if they're just faking being insane to get off of going to jail here and there. So, the same applies to robotics here and there. Hal, in 2001: A Space Odyssey, has a twisted sense of logic for why he does the way he does. He doesn't just do it just because, well, I'm deciding to go all evil here.
Oh, there you go. She found them.
So what's she gonna
But
do?
unfortunately, well, the weather conditions are too harsh. So the chase is stopped for the moment.
So she just kneels there.
No.
Our threatening bad guy, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
Why are you saying this?
he says it to them now because...
What Carrie and Moss told him earlier.
No, I know, but why did you feel the need to say to them now? I get it, but you don't want to have a liar reveal situation later, but I don't know. Like,
Oh, but don't you see, guys,
Tell
though,
them to go.
Gallagher, being the ever so heroic guy, says that those two will go on and he'll stay behind.
Yes, I don't have to be freaking Sizemore anymore.
Wow, you're
I'll be
willing
lo-
to
I'll-
die. You're willing to
I'll be
die
lo-
just to not be around him anymore, Mr. Kilmer?
I'll die on this.
Get it? Because the Soviets don't know how to use technology.
I'll die on this. I'll die on this planet. But hey, I'm not around that importing prick.
What if I told you that you two could make up? Then you'd feel rather silly dying on this
He
planet.
threw a weight at me.
Well, not every friendship is perfect. Yeah, it really is amazing how those two managed to make up after all that.
It's like Bertrand is thinking Pettengill is responsible for the other guy's death.
Was he?
Yeah.
You totally trust...
Technically, yeah, it was an accident, but yeah, he was responsible.
Yeah,
Yes,
I watched his back as it fell down.
No warning bells going off in your heads after that precarious scene, eh, guys?
Okay, you know, I'm very thankful to YouTube. The copy I have on YouTube, it provides subtitles because
Yeah, the
Yeah, the
actors are
characters are speaking
mumbling.
way too low in this movie.
Like, okay, I get that they're symbolizing what it's like to be in a scene like this, but surely the sound editors could have made it so that we could hear them
Meanwhile,
better.
carrying Moss continues to be pointless for the movie.
Good God. Okay, congrats. The third Matrix movie is no longer the movie that wastes your character the most.
Also, God about Mission Control on Earth says, okay, we're all dead, you can go.
yeah. And if you don't return home, well,
Send someone else.
You're the one that the movie has established that I love, so I care the most about you.
Well, he's also the one with the radio, so... Also, that's water.
Ah, this was before water was discovered on Mars.
so wait,
Actually, no, there was still... The poles, the ice poles were still discovered, but if you remember, Bertrand told before that they used in this continuity movie, you know, oh, there you go, Simon took the radio and fucked off on its own. But anyway, they used nukes to melt the ice poles, and releasing water and CO2 in the atmosphere, and then send the plants to convert that.
but there aren't any plants.
Yep. So that's the mystery. But oops, turns out that Amy is reprising her chase, and since Simon is an isolated case, it's more easy to pick for the kill.
Let's see, traitor character.
And not just
yeah.
that, look at that. Amy wants them to watch.
I want him to be
Because
an
it's
example of what I will
sadistic, I
do to
guess.
all of you.
You will watch as I kill your friend.
Yeah, he was betraying us anyway, so he's kind of a prick.
Says the guy who threw a hissy fit over a gym set.
I wasn't the guy who... Yes, but I was also the guy who nearly got killed by said gym set.
And they even did an Evil Dead reference. Fucking hell. And there you go. Simon's character is gone. Enjoy him.
I can hardly see what is going on with all this blood. Jeez, Amy, you're a terrible
Sorry.
camera
So there you go,
worker.
guys. The whole dilemma about only 2 people fitting there, completely gone now.
Thanks,
Oh,
Simon,
you know-
for being a betraying bastard.
You know what this means now, guys?
Well,
Val Kilmer and Tom Sizemore will have to work together.
and to stay in a very small compartment together.
This
the
may be
same-
the toughest
yeah.
challenge yet.
They have to be in the same scene together.
The only way it
How
could
will
get...
they go?
The only way it could get worse is if Carrie Ann Moores comes in saying, guys, you know I said there was room for 2? Yeah, it turns out there's only room for 1.
And since again, Tom, you're on minus 1
Oh.
million. Val, you're gonna have to. Oh,
Look at that. Here's the vegetable.
fertility on Mars.
No, these are the algae that they actually sent.
So what are they gonna do? Drive a rock back to a Bikini Bottom?
Don't you see, Dribs? This is how the pioneers got around
Actually, yeah,
here.
that's a question. Why is it here and not, where it was supposed to?
Seems like someone took it.
Wait, Pettingill? I thought you said he was dead.
Oh, it's
Well,
what's left
it's
of
the
him.
corpse.
Don't worry, Chip. We're here to rescue you.
Yeah, after you stabbed us in the back.
Oh,
There it is.
Ah, thank goodness Amy left the radio in his position.
Yeah, I know, right?
You'd think Amy would have
Let's
maybe have
pull
stuck
the
around.
rigor mortis there.
Surprised Amy didn't stick around to try and, wait for them.
Ow.
well, he's dead, so...
I know, but it's still like, come on, guys.
Ugh. Yeah, seriously though.
Yeah, why did he close the visor, the visor?
Maybe Amy hacked into it.
Oh shit.
What now? Okay. Insect? Alien?
Yeah. Space bugs. So not quite normal aliens, but space bugs. Not just that, they actually... Hold on. They actually do react to fire. Like
Fireworks!
popcorns. I know, right?
So these bugs all of a sudden blow up.
Wow, and in Simon Baker's performance was that explosive.
So what, these... Oh, great, they're a type of nematode.
Yeah, here's the twist, guys. Out of
Nematodes?
nowhere, space bugs that feeds on the algae and fart oxygen as a result. Not even joking.
Jover, have you been watching Dog?
No.
The first episode of that had something called nematodes, even though they weren't real.
Heck,
So yeah,
SpongeBob has
apparently
had
we found the
nematodes.
potential cure for the entire planet. We don't need to use any more Mars. If we bring those bugs back to Earth, they can basically clean the entire atmosphere.
But wait,
Because raisins.
aren't these bugs the thing that destroyed the base?
Yep.
So wouldn't that mean they're just as much a danger?
Well, Jova, maybe you're about to find out.
I mean, we've established that they're incredibly volatile, seeing as how setting them on flame...
Not just that. We've established that they feed on algae here, but where did they found him first?
Not only that, but they were burrowed quite deep into Simon's
In a
body.
corpse. So I think they eat something else other than algae.
People?
Well, it's probably like a piranha situation. Everything that's edible.
No. They are the planet. They've been walking on dead space bugs the whole time.
Oh god, that would make this twist even more stupid.
Uh,
Oh my.
we like it, see?
Blood.
Oh, that's right. Well, Kilmer had really no hair. Whee!
We didn't chuck it at anybody.
And now, time for a very stupid decision.
He's gonna blow himself up.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're consuming all the algae and the ox. Why are you wasting this? Why?
He really wanted to get away from Val Kilmer that badly.
I guess that means we've only got one survivor. Huh, weird. I could have sworn there was supposed to be a fight scene between two characters.
Nope. Well, the
Guess
closest
not.
you got.
That was the production joke.
So yeah, now it's just up to Val Kilmer to get back. So sorry, Dweebs, you lost.
So what was the point of him even taking off his armor then? Just so he could attract them
Yeah,
more?
okay.
No, because there is some oxygen left in the armor. Remember, Val Kilmer's character had none in it, and he will need it to launch himself over to the space station.
Okay. I'm sorry, but the reason I've been saying this so often, I can't really say I have that much sympathy for the actors who are fighting each other. I mean, hell, Kilmer yelled at himself. You know, he was getting paid $10 million, and yet they were mostly fighting each other. You know, disrupting production. Hell, one of them nearly killed the other.
Mm.
Yeah, you're getting paid all that money and you're fucking around.
Seriously, if I was
No,
making that kind of
sorry.
money, I wouldn't be so bugged about a guy who has his exercise equipment brought over.
But
I mean, hell, he was getting paid less than him.
So essentially, what this movie has stooped down to is now a chase against space bugs that supposedly are going to save the Earth, but have a taste for blood.
so not only these bugs will have to be contained, quote unquote, but they will probably have one of the most weird, bizarre biologies that probably may not be even compatible here. But not to mention, like we mentioned before, the difference in gravity.
Hey, wait, hold on. Alien life form that is technically a danger, but someone on the protagonist side wants to harvest to apparently help. Oh my god, this is alien. Like, it's alien right down to them wanting to harvest the alien species.
Well,
Oh yeah, that's right, Amy's still a thing in this movie too.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll see her one last time.
Who am I supposed to be more afraid of, Amy or the space bugs?
The movie. Well, the space bugs are pretty much not gone, but he left them behind. Whatever has remained.
Oh, no, but aren't they Earth's only hope?
okay.
Yeah, but he got the ones that he need in the tube.
Oh,
That original game.
okay, he's got those.
Okay, Val, you got your wish. Sizemore isn't in the movie anymore. Now, can you please act like you give a shit?
Yeah, that's the thing. Throughout the movie, none of the characters have ever acted like they really care. Even Simon was like, yeah, okay, fine, here you go, I'm sacrificing myself, go save the
And there
universe.
it is, the cosmos, the Soviet
Oh,
in
well,
our
I guess
collective
it's been
ship.
overrun by the bugs.
Surprisingly not,
Well, it looks
but
like
it's
pretty-
still like a dusty old piece of technology.
How
So
long has it been there?
a lot.
Hey, Jova.
Hey, my computer battery just went out for a bit. So, what'd I miss?
Basically, now he's redirecting the fuel.
So, I didn't miss much, did I?
No, he's basically working on.
And don't worry,
Fixing
Jova. My
it.
recorder's still going.
Actually, let me see. Oh, my recorder's still going too. But yeah, just in case,
Probably
we'll
lost
hold
a
on
bit.
to yours.
Yeah.
What time are you guys at?
One,
Two.
I'll tell you mine. Go to 127.30.
127.30.
Oops, no more battery.
Oh, speaking of dead batteries.
All right. I'm there.
Almost there.
Huh. I've almost suffered exactly the same problems as you are, Joe.
Yeah. Normally I'd be hooked up to a battery source, but it wasn't exactly the most opportune situation since I'm on college
Alright,
payments.
get ready, Jova, and go.
All is lost.
If only there was something that had like a internal, very powerful battery going around. You know, possibly like a robot or something. Hmm,
But what are the chances of running into her again?
I know, right? It's not like she's hunting for me.
Tell me Val Kilmer's character's going
Oh,
to
he
die.
literally has only a minute before blackout. Okay, he may need a bit of a
Like I said, so
miracle.
radio blackout, Jova. I know it sounds completely stupid, but believe me on that.
That's right, the savior for humankind has a
It's a
taste for
bug
humankind.
it's a
Yeah,
bug
can
that
I-
farts oxygen.
Guys, are you sure I can't go out and watch Ad Astra again?
No. What even is that?
A space movie
Okay.
with Brad Pitt. He has to stop an evil threat.
I really hate this planet. Such a great contribution to this movie. So what, is the moral like there's no place like home even if it's incredibly
Not
polluted as
just
the
that,
Earth
Jova,
is?
even if it was, think about this. We haven't seen a single scene on Earth in this movie.
Yeah, I
Can
mean
you
like
remind
Well,
us?
we saw Earth, but not on Earth.
Yeah, no, we just said something about the atmosphere being heavily polluted because of our actions, but we don't see how the society has been on that. Even in something simple, like say cutting things on the Houston mission control place, but no, everything is back and forth between the space station and the group on Mars.
we've essentially seen Jack squat, and that really does not help how much we care about the
Again, this
problem being
movie
solved.
is has only good checklist on paper moments.
Oh,
But
speaking of checklist stuff, the scene where Carrie Ann M. Moore holds a hand to her face to show sadness.
It's Carrie Ann Moss.
Carrie Ann Moss. I love you. No,
Love
just
why?
goodbye. Oh, so just goodbye, not even an I love you. Like, it feels like the only proof we have of these two supposedly loving each other is a flashback of them kissing, which for all we know is just a one night
Oh,
stand
that
at this point.
They didn't even kiss.
Yeah.
Well, what they said earlier was, I should have kissed you.
Oh my God! Again with the Rolling Stones.
You're
Well,
not.
it's just-
I
Okay.
swear, if that song is not in the credits, I don't even get why did you reference it.
Okay.
What?
Oh,
If you
there
don't
you
remember,
are.
Dweebs, Amy has a detachable, flying pod.
So that means he's gonna die then.
Yeah, because Amy is funding. But here's the thing: remember, Dweebs, we need a battery source for the spaceship. So yeah,
Oh, he's finally put two and two together there.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
yes,
gonna
yes, please, by all means, spell it out for the audience like we didn't know you were going to do this already. But how is he going to
Exactly.
trap Amy?
Is that liquid
Okay.
nitrogen?
Yeah.
I love how they're playing the jungle music like he is the hunter, but also the hunted.
Playing
Yeah.
jungle music on Mars.
Weird, isn't it?
I mean, not even space bongos or anything. Graham,
No,
I
Dweebs,
know you're having
it's
a boring movie to
sci-fi
work with here.
instead.
Graham Revell, I know you're having a boring movie to work with here, but level it up a bit, please.
Believe me, Dweebs, the comic book series sci-fi, which should be the concept that you're looking for, is 10 times worse than this movie. Hold on. But where will Amy attack?
No, I got it. They ran out of budget and couldn't afford it, so Emmy just randomly shut down. Oh,
So yeah, on the one.
hi.
Hello?
Hello there, Val Kilmer.
Oh. Why didn't go Kilmer?
Are you trying to seduce me or something?
Again, this robot has some weird sexy poses. Why?
Were they trying to rule 34 of the robots? I feel bad that I have to ask that.
Oof.
There's your battery. Ugh.
That's it?
Hold on, he's not done yet.
Of course. Hey, come over here!
Ooh.
So, this advanced military robot, and all you gotta do is just throw a tent over it to disorient
And set
it.
it on fire.
Boy,
Lamest robot ever.
I get the feeling that whoever made this particular model may have been drunk. Or just
It's the United
stupid.
States military, Joel. What do you think? In this kind of movie, we're all incompetent assholes who just want to blow shit up.
We don't even really
Wow.
see the government
Why?
officials.
Oh, but of course, she's activating self-destruct.
Why? Does she just want to take him down with her?
Yep, she's that petty.
This is, we could have had some scenes establishing Amy's character. I mean, yes, I know what people are going to say. Technically, those shots of her have been establishing her character. No. No,
She's a
they
robot.
haven't.
You would have a character.
Robots can have characters in movies,
We
Dweebs.
got like one scene establishing her.
One. Woo!
So, okay, so her whole thing is about self-preservation, yet she chooses to do the auto-destruct just out of pettiness that wasn't even established beforehand.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell was that
What you
animation?
Oh, yeah. Fuck this planet.
Fuck
Oh,
this
yeah.
planet.
Yes, screw this planet that is providing the means to save my planet, because I guess this planet killed my friends, even though when you get down to it, Terrence Stamp just decided to stay by.
Well, Killer, we're squinting.
Okay.
It's the worst thing ever.
Gotta be quite honest.
No. That wasn't a scene they were filming. They just shot Val Kilmer on the toilet.
Okay, here's the thing, Val. For as much as you may hate this planet, you can only really blame this planet for the death of Tom Sizemore's character. Like,
Besides, you hate him at this point. So why are you complaining?
Okay, let's put it like this. Terrence Stamp, he just decided to stay behind. That was completely his choice. The second guy, Brad,
Fell.
yeah, Brad got killed by Simon Baker, and Simon Baker got killed by Amy, which was your own tech. So shouldn't it be more like, I hate this mission?
Well, fuck this mission doesn't sound as snappy. Could you see?
I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but lay off poor Mars.
What did Mars do to you? Okay, did one thing.
Yes, Val Kilmer, act like you are making a goat
Don't
call.
the choir ramps up again. Look at the space, guys. Again, we're so creatively bankrupt. We cannot do more than ripping off Alien in 2001.
At least they
Space
didn't do a
Odyssey.
beam into the sky, at least.
Also, that spacesuit looks stupid.
Where was that spacesuit when you needed it? That looks a lot more high-tech than the other ones you've been using this entire movie.
That looks like the one Cat wore in a scene in Red Dwarf, except that was a sci-fi comedy. And white, not gold.
Did he make it?
Here we go.
Oh my god, a scene that actually establishes some tension for once.
Whee!
No, not that fast. Ah.
Oh no, guys. Maybe Val
I
Kilmer
think,
is dead.
yeah, really, at the end of the movie, after all this trouble, Val Kilmer's character is dead.
You know, I know that's an obvious Seika, but wouldn't it be just amazing to complete the amount of pointlessness? I mean, I guess except for they save the Earth with space bugs. Okay, is the choir really necessary for this scene?
No, no, it isn't.
This movie really has a miss. Okay, this movie has its priorities out of whack with its soundtrack.
It has priorities.
Its priorities are out of whack.
Watch out, not hurting the bugs.
So, not for nothing, but why did nobody else have a suit that
Now
high
time
tech
for
looking
emergency
this whole thing?
CPR. That's not how it works.
Oh god, no, that is not how it works. If you did it like that, you'd be killing him more so, or just causing
Not just
intense
that.
pain.
The compressions are like one every like 5 seconds instead of like
Oh,
they're
for
supposed to
God's
be
sakes,
like,
really? You're
Yes,
pounding on
really.
him?
and it worked.
Does
Like,
this
not
movie
even
get
joking.
anything right? Like, did nobody
Honestly,
read
Trevor,
a
to
book?
me, it felt more weird because first time I watched it, I was genuinely expecting this to have a bad ending because let me put things in perspective. These type of movies done around this time and everything usually tend to have bad endings where no one survives or like there's a bad cliffhanger at the end or something. But no,
Yeah.
there is a legitimately happy ending in this. I was really shocked.
Yay! Fabulous day! These two get to be together. And still,
And completely alone in an entire spaceship, the sex gonna be wild.
so again, Carrie, why did none of us get that awesome suit that you have? That might have helped us survive better down there.
I think that was specialized only for the rescuing.
Aha! You
Remember
know,
that thing, the connecting thing.
the funding for this mission is completely out of whack here.
For
And
some reason.
only you. Never mind those other guys who gave their lives. Oh, right, for Terrence Stamps' granddaughter.
Character, we forgot about
He has a granddaughter and all that, and he had
And
faith.
again with all safe. Jeez.
What did any of us have to do with going to Mars? Like, we already knew we could go to Mars, so...
Again, the whole point, the whole discussions about God, the mysteriousness and everything, doesn't suit this movie at all.
Like, it's not even that it's...
I'm not rejecting it for its very nature. I'm rejecting it for the lack of placing context with the movie.
But-
So yeah, there you go. Final narration, and then we'll roll credits. That is it.
But it's great, guys, because they finally got to kiss.
Again, for all we
Oh
know,
my god, we're really
we're-
coming back to that whole whether or not it was sciencing. What does this have to do with anything?
Not just that. Basically, we're cutting off of this. We're just, for all we know, we're gonna die on the way back to Earth.
So we came to Mars, a lot of us...
Falcon and Carrie and Moss died on the way back to the home planet.
Yep.
That kind of is the end of
We know
Pass...
that happened.
You know,
And there
that kind
go.
of is the end of
That's it.
Passengers when you get
Even
down
the
to it.
credits are like just okay. The movie's over. We guess you can go home now.
Wow,
Final
that
thoughts,
was...
Lives.
It was boring. I mean, what else is there to say? The most fun I got out of this was mocking Val Kilmer and Tom Sizemore's petty arguments. Hey, you brought your gym set even though I make 8 times as much money as you do?
Taste this weight, bitch.
Whoa!
Yeah. Well, fuck you. Oh, I know. You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna punch you in the chest. Why not
Again,
punch me in
what
the?
is this soundtrack?
Why not punch me in the face? Because the production member told me not to.
All right, Java.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh boy, this film is a mess. It's like, I mean, it's a mess
Post
where.
credits.
Oh, by the way, Tio, if they don't bring up that song that they were constantly bringing up in this movie, then yeah, that was kind of pointless. Just like a lot of things in this movie are pointless. Like, again, what is up with the whole a matter of faith stuff here and there? Like, this had nothing to do with religion whatsoever. We came to Mars, a lot of us died in pretty gruesome ways. We got space bugs that can kill us, but are supposedly also going to save us, and our tech went
But
insane trying to kill
oxygen,
us too.
I can't keep fathoming the fact that this is so stupid. The bugs with fart oxygen.
And also feed on humans, but they're gonna
How do you
save the
even
Earth.
convert what you chew into oxygen?
Like, I mean, holy cow. I mean, yes, I've heard of the whole plants doing that, but living bugs that do it? And you know, would you believe it? If this movie were good enough, I maybe could have gone with something that stupid. But it's not. Because, again, let me just take a record here. Almost everything we do here is pointless. Sacrificing Terrence Stamp? Yeah, in the long run, we may not have needed to have done that because we could breathe. Sacrificing Brad? Yeah, that was just Simon Baker being a dick. And the ship only has room for 2 people? Ha! We only end up having 1 person on it too. I mean, I guess it was to give us the idea that those 2 would survive, but oops, sorry, nope, lol. The music is some of the most bizarre and unfitting that I've heard in a sci-fi project. It's so amazing how this movie feels like it goes out of its way to get things wrong, especially the gravity stuff, which they didn't get right in integral scenes, but got right for the peeing joke. Amy becoming a villain is completely nonsensical. Like, we're just left scratching our heads as to her actual motivations here and there, and how she acts is completely inconsistent. As are the characters, who act pretty inconsistent themselves. Like, Val Kilmer starts out being a jock, but then goes off to being this oh so dramatic hero to the point where he's willing to let the other 2 go on without him and leave him down there, even though he also truly loves Carrie Ann Moss's character. Totally.
Swear on me, mom.
And Carrie Ann Moss's character does so. Okay, yeah, she fixes the ship, but other than that, she's just pretty much sitting around doing the Where in Mars is Val Kilmer game show of sorts.
Yeah. Well, actually, I can't think of it.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, the set design is questionable. The effects can be laughable at times. And there you go, Tia. They did not have the song
No,
play during the
at all.
credits.
In fact, let me quote here what Wikipedia says.
Well, no.
Apparently, Dweebs, the music was composed and at least partially performed by Graham Revell, the one we mentioned, Peter Gabriel, Emma Shapling, Sting, William Orbit, Mesa Kaplan, and different Gear versus Police.
So many good people.
Sting was a Sting was the lead guy of the Police, so
Like, still, like, you have so many important names, both with the cast and the composing, and you still turn out to be so shitty.
It really, really is just a sign that they took a lot of good concepts and just made them into crap. And it's like, it's not a memorable mess, but by God, when you see it, it's a mess that will just enthrall you with how much they got wrong. It's a
you'll forget about it the next day.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right, Tio, you close us
I'll
out.
close off. I'll be very quick. Pretty much what Jova said. This movie is a complete garbage like mess. I don't even know why it was made, considering it was like a first work for the director. One of the 2 writers was relatively rookie over this. The other did not have great experiences under his belt. The only important things is really the cast and the music. The cinematography is all over the place. The CGI is all over the place. The score is all over the place. Um, but the story and the characters are just it feels like just a draft of the script. Like we're missing so much here. What happened to Earth? To make it more like this. Why we can't have scenes from the Houston mission control? Why can't we have some other flashbacks seeing what the characters were doing? This movie would have benefited so much 20 more minutes with some scenes dedicated to show flashbacks here and there of the characters when they were back to on Earth doing stuff and showcasing the polluted environment and everything. Instead, a couple of stuff is told to us, and other is just wasted. And that's the key word today: wasting. Terrence Stamp is completely wasted in his role. Benjamin Bratt, you can argue, is also wasted because he dies not too long after Terrence Stamp, and his contribution is minimal. That leaves just four of the main actors leading the entire movie. Carrie-Anne Moss is really wasted on herself, just staying on the spaceship. I don't know, it feels wrong on all level. Simon Baker is treated as this master-twirling last minute villain for some reason. Gets taken out by the other villain, the robot, which goes full well 9000. Tom Sizemore is a dick, but has that last minute redemption because he's a geneticist, because you're supposed to root for him then. And Val Kilmer, as I said, starts as the jock, but then gets to become this heroic figure. It's all over the place and not even a good subverting your expectation way of having non-conventional character doing more conventional narrative roles. And again, the movie just content to ripping off Alien and 2001: Space Odyssey. I will say this: while being all over the place, there are some parts where the CGI is better than it has any right to be for a 2000 movie. So I really wonder what happened. It's not like again, 80 million doesn't seem too much right now, but for a movie of its time, it was relatively high as a budget. So they had
Especially for a newcomer.
yeah. So they had. I really wondered with the Warner Bros. Really did wasted a lot of money in movies around this time. Um, Especially with the Wachowskis, but in general with
Well,
these.
that was until the 2000s that they were starting.
Yeah. But still, this movie is just a mess. I said at the beginning that it was more of a guilty pleasure, and yeah, it's pretty much consolidate right now on why and how and why it is like that. So do yourself a favor. Don't watch this movie. Again, you probably did for this commentary, but don't watch this movie again. Watch something that's more fun, like Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. That's at least a comedy. It's worth watching.
Hell, you know what I'm gonna say? Lost in Space was a better sci-fi movie than this.
I haven't seen Mission to Mars in a long time, so I cannot tell if it's legitimately better than this movie or not. So we'll see about that. For the time being, see you for the next sci-fi movie.
See ya.
Alright, see ya.